Hey guys, Mark Bish here with a quick little lesson on bass lines. How to add bass lines to your rhythm playing. So one of the main things that you'd want to know about bass lines is that they're formed very often from arpeggio shapes. Sometimes it's scales, sometimes it's the root to the fifth of the chord, that's pretty common. But a really common thing is using the arpeggio shape. So instead of playing a bar chord that's going to look like that, let's play a A7 chord that looks like this. So you've got the root, the major third, the flatted 7, and the major third doubled again up here. And this shape is really good for outlining the arpeggio of the A7 chord right there. And then if you did this on a blues, which would be the way to start, you can go to the 4 chord here, which is a D7, or in this case a D9. And again, you've got that arpeggio shape that lays right underneath the fingers there, that D9th arpeggio shape. So you can start getting it going. I had several different things going on there. On that turnaround right there at the end, there's an A7, F sharp 7, B minor 7 to an E7. You can get a really good chromatic, like half step sliding in effect going on there. So you can get a bass line using the approach from a half step above the chord that you're going into. You can also go a half step below the chord you're going into. Below or above. All of those work. So that's a really terrific way to get some walking bass using that 1, 6, 2, 5 turnaround going back to A. There's also like moving chord shapes, like this one, which is an A7. Then this shape, which you could think of that as a G triad, but that doesn't really make sense in the key of A here. So for this A7, I'm thinking of that. That's just the 9th, the flat 7, and the suspended 4th of the A. And then you got a diminished passing chord, which resolves up to an A triad. So this is an A7 chordal move. That's what I call that. And it works going up or coming down, which is great. So, this kind of thing. There it is going backwards, not going forwards. Here it is again at the D. And there's the turnaround. Anyway, work with this stuff slowly. I mean, just start off getting your arpeggios going so that you know those arpeggio shapes. You can also use chromaticism in your bass lines. You can also use chordal inversions. That's very important to know your next inversion of your A7 as you're sliding up the neck, you know. Then that way you can get the root, third, fifth, and flat 7 in your bass line automatically. So there's chord inversions, there's half stepping like we talked about, there's open string licks. It's great anytime you can utilize a low open string. That's really good. And then chromatic lines, also those kinds of bass lines. But start off by getting your arpeggio shapes going on these dominant chords on a blues. That would be the place to begin. If you want to know more, come and talk to me down at Delgado Guitars.